You know, I always wanted to live in Watkins Park. At the very end of the book of Shemot, after the tabernacle has been completed, that's the neighborhood that everybody else lives at, not mine. There is a very beautiful blessing that is alluded to in the Torah. It says, "Vayivarech otam Moshe." Moshe blesses the people for the completion of the tabernacle. And the rabbis would be very interested to know exactly what words were uttered by Moshe. And they suggest that what he said was, "V'hi noam Hashem Elokecha alecha." May the pleasantness of the Lord be upon you. And that was the blessing that he gave to the Jewish people. Now the word noam, which means pleasantness, seems to be a bit out of sync with the general tenor of the statement. Because it speaks about the pleasantness of God. What does that mean when we speak about the pleasantness of God? One of the great 19th century rabbis, the Malbim, says that the word noam always means bliss that a person feels after a task has been completed or they have achieved their purpose. So the rabbis are telling us that when a person, or when people have a sense of accomplishment, that they have done a job in a very beautiful manner, God too feels satisfaction. God too feels noam. And that is a beautiful sentiment. Tonight we are honoring, and I have to say that both Chevy and Josh took a number of hits tonight, and they were smiling and laughing all of the time. It's all jealousy, I promise you. But I think that the word noam, or pleasantness, is a word that best describes both Chevy and Josh, because they accomplish great things. Josh, very talented man. You notice from the video that he has a very wry sense of humor, but he has a great sense of humor. He creates a sense of camaraderie with many people. He uses the vehicle of athletics to bring people together and to help bring out the latent talents that people have. He's a great coach, and he's a great motivator, especially if you're on his team and you do not pass to him when he's open. He's an individual who is not afraid to take chances, and even when he takes these chances, he's always pleasant, even though he's always very intense. And that's a very beautiful combination. Sherry, an elegant woman, is the quintessential mother of 4 beautiful and talented young men. She works for the shul without fatigue, and she does anything that is asked of her. And she is a very loyal and a wonderful friend. I also know her to be a very deep and thoughtful woman. And therefore it is an honor for our community that they have accepted the Young Leadership Award. And young is in your heart. So if I can ask you both please to come here to accept a small gift. It is also a very beautiful paper cut, which has a different theme, which speaks about the 3 pillars upon which the world stands: Torah, Avodah, and Gilul Chasadim. And I believe it is very apropos because both of you represent all 3: Torah, the Avodah, and the Gilul Chasadim. And it is presented to Chevy and Josh Duitz on the occasion of the 46th annual dinner in Israel, Michelle, March 10th, 2013, 28th day of Adar, the year 5773 a.m.
As many of you know, and now have heard in the video, I've spent a good chunk of my life pursuing athletic endeavors. But the thing is, in all that time, I never actually won a championship. Sure, I won a New Rochelle softball championship against a bunch of fat middle-aged men. Who could forget that the high score at the YINR Women's Bowling Night? And I have sweet memories of crushing Ira and Michael's team in the 9th annual YINR Thanksgiving Day football game. I think we can all agree that I'm pretty much scraping the bottom of the victory barrel there. But the thing is, since I was a little kid, I had this dream of standing in front of a throng of screaming fans and giving a victory speech. I even had that whole speech prepared. But it's probably time to face the sad fact that this Young Leadership Award is the only thing I'll ever win. And so I've decided, for that little kid in Nashville, I'm going to give my championship speech. Is that going to be a towel? First and foremost, I want to thank God, the one and only, who took the time out of his busy schedule to help me win this championship. God was like my Scottie Pippen out there. I want to thank the coach and my teammates. I just come out every day to play the game of basketball, and I'm very proud of this team and what we've accomplished. So I've decided, after talking it over with my wife and kids, that I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. In all seriousness, Sherry and I never want to leave this community, so you guys are stuck with us. We are truly humbled and honored that we were chosen to receive the Young Leadership Award. Most importantly, my kids were in complete disbelief that we are considered young. See, boys, we really are young. As many of you know, neither of us grew up in an Orthodox community, so we very much value the friendship and support it provides. When we first got married, Sherry used to get upset as the holidays approached. She grew up in a family where everyone drove to each other's houses for large celebratory dinners. As we became more observant in our own right, and then established our own home away from her family, she could no longer expect large family gatherings to occur on Rosh Hashanah and Pesach. Lucky for me, from the first Rosh Hashanah at the Young Israel in New Rochelle, we were invited to spend holiday meals with friends, and this has continued through every holiday since. This shul not only provides social support for its members, but provides any other help that is needed. We are inspired by the many acts of chesed of its members and the hours of work put in by so many people to make YINR a vibrant, growing community. We are especially grateful to have the guidance of Rabbi Fink and Abby, who from the beginning have offered their friendship and spiritual leadership, of which we are often in need. We especially appreciate the fact that when we ask Rabbi Fink a question, he always seems to give us the most lenient possible answer. Rabbi Fink, I cannot truly thank you enough. About 2 years ago, I came to you as I was having a very hard time concentrating on davening. We had a long talk about prayer. And every morning when I say Shemona Esrei, I take an extra few minutes, and it has really helped my kavanah. So thank you. Rabbi, I also appreciate the warm hellos I receive from you at morning minyan, as if you don't see me there every morning. And one last thing. I know it wasn't easy, but thank you for getting up last Shabbos and begging people to come to the dinner. We're also very thankful to be able to raise our boys in a shul where they're surrounded by good friends whose families set positive examples of how to combine an Orthodox lifestyle with the hectic demands of a secular life. We thoroughly enjoy Shabbos meals, hanging out, and going on vacations with our friends from this community. Excuse me for a second. David Blumenthal, this is not the time. There's no way I'm trading you my first round pick in the fantasy baseball tournament. Anyway, one wish a mazel tov to tonight's honorees, Nina and Moish, who are prime examples of why our members have given so much to the shul. We especially want to thank people the people that have worked so hard and spent countless hours on this dinner. Lisa Bernstein, Ayala Health, and Gila Katz on the dinner committee, Joanne Aronoff, Judy Freeman, Vicki Turk, and Bayla Weiss, the journal chairs, and Nancy Siegel, the raffle chairs. I also want to thank Bernie and Dina for all their hard work on behalf of the shul. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The evening would not be complete without you being here. And thank you for always setting an example of respect for Judaism and how to be a proud Jew. Adam, Zach, David, and Jack, all I can say to you guys is thank you for being yourselves. You truly make parenting a complete joy. Most of you know that although this is a joint award, Sherry is the one that deserves it. And she was planning to speak this evening. But as anyone who attended Adam's Bar Mitzvah knows, we did not want another disaster, so I had to speak. Sherry, you are an unbelievable example to our children. You are first and foremost our mom, and on the side you have time to be a successful lawyer, and I don't know when, but you dedicate any extra time to the community with a beautiful smile on your face. And most importantly, as Rabbi Fink said last year, you provide the athletic genes that our boys inherited. Although there are many individuals I would like to thank by calling out their names, I don't want to leave anyone out. But there is one person I have to mention, Rabbi Daniel Bloom. Ever since he heard that we were being honored, he's been begging me to thank him publicly. Thank you everyone for coming to join us in celebrating our wonderful community.